What's up, YouTube? So you read the title. I'm quitting leathercrafting. I just wanted to shout out Sean Strickland here, but I thought of the concept of this video and the title of this video for about a month, but I've been trying to figure out how to make this video. And the more and more I think about this video and what this video means, the more I realize really this is just a discussion about me and my mental health as a professional artist, a person who literally wakes up and is directly in my inbox being an artist, replying to customers and replying to DMs and seeing who tagged me in what and who's this person I need to talk to, and well, being a leather crafter or being an artist professionally. Being a business owner is difficult, but being an artist, I hate to say it, like it might be harder, but it might be harder. Like, at the end of the day, we're artists. We don't make a ton of money, so you have to be super on it with your mental health and stuff. And I'm no longer a leather crafter, and I don't think I'm going to ever be a leather crafter ever again. At least I hope not. I'm well aware that this video might not mean anything to people, or people could not give a shit at all about what I'm about to say in this video. But I wanted to start off by talking about myself a little bit. I grew up in the east side of Buena Park, where until I was 8 years old. So my first 8 years, I literally did not have a single white friend until I moved to Norco, which is a small town, kind of inland from the coast in California. So me not having one white friend and not knowing how to speak Spanish, I never, really fit in there. And then, when I moved to Norco, it's this little redneck community. There's tons of rednecks, quite frankly. Like, there's still people who fly the Confederate flag out there. It's a, pretty redneck little town. I know a lot of people wouldn't think about that being, a city in California, but it was. So I came, with all this kind of city influences from my early years into this country-ass place where, I didn't fit in. My clothes were baggy. I talked a different type of way. I still talk like this fool, and, like damn fool, like, you know what I mean? So didn't fit in, moving to Norco. And then, we started up a small little ranch where we raised tons of chickens, and we had cows and pigs and stuff like that. So I started getting more involved with 4-H and the community around that. And then here I was, this kind of troubled youth who would go to these, 4-H events where typically people would kind of have their stuff together. I'll admit to some things I'm not necessarily proud of in this video as well, but I'm literally one of the most decorated youth livestock showmen in the history of California. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but like, what a lot of people don't know is, like, I would literally be at the fair, washing chickens or washing my cow, and I'd be sneaking off behind the barn, like, sneaking, joints and smoking weed and being a little troublemaker, while most of the people that I was around in the 4-H were relatively put together, smart kids, people who had AP classes and all this kind of stuff. And here I was sneaking behind the barn to get stoned, and like I would be going to like punk rock shows, right? I would be this country ass dude who like was never fully engulfed into the hardcore lifestyle, I guess, of punk rock and stuff like that, because I didn't fit in with them, because I was this dude who lived in this little redneck town who would literally step in chicken shit with my bare feet, So even there I didn't fit in. And so, fast forward, pretty troubled kid, 18, 19, 20, stuff like that. I was really confused about the world. I felt like I never belonged. I never really had a specific friends group per se. I would always, make a friend or two in these different friends group, but I could never fit in with a group of people. And, now I'm like almost 30 years old. You can look back at it and be like, damn, it's hard, it's kind of, feeling like you never belonged. And quite frankly, I struggled with quite a bit of serious mental health stuff that I guess I'll save for another video. But, my early adulthood, 18 to 22, I started making some really bad decisions, started partying a little bit harder than I wanted to, and basically started going down this path that I didn't want to I didn't want to keep going down. I could see the end of the path, and it was either addicted to drugs, like seriously, a criminal, or, you know, dead or something. With all that stuff being said, I believe I was 22. I had a kind of a falling out with my brother at the time. I was working for him in his saddle shop. You know, I was in a lot of pain mentally and just not knowing what to do with my life, you know, making really bad decisions. And I just kind of had a breaking point where I'm like, I don't want to be this person that I've been for so long now. I hate to sound cliche, but it really did, you know, save my life. It gave me something to aspire to be like. I once heard an old cowboy say that leather crafting is easy. It's so easy, a dumb old cowboy could do it. And that really struck a chord with me at the time. You know, I basically failed everything I'd ever tried to do. You know, I had a drug problem already at 22. I barely made it out of high school. But at the time, I remember just being so low and just being like, whatever I was doing before, I have to start doing something different. And leather crafting gave me something to strive to be better at. I'd always been, you know, an artist, and I always drew, and I would, you know, sell drawings and sell paintings and stuff like that. So I always had that little bit of artistic ability. I kind of just combined the Western stuff and the drawing, and it's kind of like almost at that moment in my life, it's kind of like all I had, you know. I literally stopped talking to almost everybody I knew at the time, and I just put my head down and was like, this is art with a purpose. I never thought I could sell paintings for a living or drawings for a living. I felt like that was a much harder life to live. So the way I looked at it was, if I take art, I have to make it somewhat functional, right? Like I'd have to make art out of wood, or I'd have to make art for artistic furniture, artistic whatever it was. If I took my skill of art and went further down the line of success, or finding some kind of success, other than just selling paintings. So I decided I would become a leather crafter, right? So for the past 6 years, I've been, you know, leather crafter day in, day out, from the moment my eyes wake up to the moment my eyes close. Even working with my brother in my early 20s and my teenage years, I was still a leather crafter. I worked in the repair shop with him, and I've been doing this a long time, you know. When you have problems as a kid, or, you know, a young person, or you could be an adult now, and you have these cycles that you put yourself in, or these things that you don't like about yourself that you continue to do, you don't realize that they're self-inflicted, you know. Like, I had been so used to not fitting in. I was never fit in with my Spanish-speaking friends. I never fit in with any of the redneck people in Norco. You know, I never fit in with the punk people that I would, you know, my teenage years I grew up with. The skateboarding crowd I never fit in with because I was too redneck, you know. And then here I am going to be a leather crafter, and like having your identity wrapped up into something for so long. I knew I didn't fit in. You know, you see other leather crafters on the web, or especially Western crafters and stuff, you know, they're blue jean wearing, you know, good old boys. And like, I'll be honest, I haven't owned a pair of jeans since I was probably like 12 years old. Like, so here I am, I set myself up for, you know, I'm chasing success in the realm of being a leather crafter, and competing with these guys who I don't fit in with, right? So, you know, it's taken me 6 years to be fully immersed in the way that I have been, staying up till 3 a.m, falling asleep on your workbench, trying to make something out of yourself and find success, and sacrificing friendships, and sacrificing relationships, and sacrificing your physical health, your mental health, all these things to ultimately, I guess, kind of get at what I'm getting at is like, I'm just tired of not fitting in anymore, you know. I've done it my whole life. I grew up for a lot of my, you know, younger years on this planet, really troubled, you know, drug problems, struggled with blackout panic attacks where you get so much pressure built up inside of you, you just wake up 30 seconds later in a different place. You know, struggled with, you know, thoughts of suicide, you know, struggles with being sexually abused. And, you know, now that I'm almost 30 and I've been, I don't want to say, sound dramatic and say I've been fighting these demons, but, you know, I've spent at this point in my life hundreds and hundreds of hours in therapy. I've spent thousands of dollars trying to solve my own problems and the shit that has been wrong with me for so long that I guess I've cracked this code to where I'm just tired of not fitting in. And I didn't want this video to be this dramatic because it's one of those things it's means a lot to me, but probably nobody else gives a fuck about. I just thought I would help, you know, share some of the things that you know, I've gone through, and I know how hard it is to be in one place and want to be in another place. But I guess the clickbait hook I got you of this video is I'm just you know, I'm self-aware of who I am. I'm self-aware of my abilities and my skills. I can't leave leathercrafting behind. It's at this point my family legacy. My brother, you know, did it for 8 years before I started doing it, and I work with him. I learned from him, and I'm gonna work with leather until I die. But at this point in my life, I don't feel like a leather crafter. So you know what? I'm not gonna be one. Who Brian Sosak is a person who's I'm much more deep. I'm much deeper than that. I'm never gonna fit in with a leather crafter, guys, because I'm not. I don't. Leather crafting is my least favorite part of my job. My favorite part of the job is doing the artwork. It's doing these videos. It's making little edits. It's talking to people. It's favorite part of my job is having a person come to me with an idea and me turning their idea and making their idea come to life and creating art. And that's, you know, that's what I am. I'm an artist. I don't have to play by any fucking rules. And the other leather crafters out there don't like it. I don't fucking care that, you know, that other leather crafters look at me the way that they do, and they don't give me my respect because I don't do fucking, I'm not trying to rip off fucking D. Loftus, or I'm not trying to be a fucking Don Gonzalez clone, or I just don't care. They're playing a game that I'm not playing. They're playing basketball and I'm over here playing fucking extreme underwater fucking chest on fire, you know? So maybe not a video like this on YouTube where I'm just talking to the fucking camera isn't necessarily art, but other people don't do this. What other leather crafters are out there talking about the stuff that I'm talking about? What other leather crafters are out there taking as much time as I do editing videos? I will literally take a project that I made and turn the process of doing it into a consumable piece of art and creating a video that not only the thing that I made is beautiful, but the video that I made is also beautiful, or the video that I made gets you to laugh, or the video that I made gets you to just chuckle or go, wow, that's really cool, man. I'm glad I saw this. This is like, you know, this isn't cancerous, like brain rot type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that if I limit myself to being a person who is defined by what I do, which I don't know if I'll ever not be that way, but if I'm going to define myself as a person with the things that I do, I don't want to be limited to being a leather crafter. And you know, it's hard because, like, I'm going to just sound probably arrogant, or I'm going to probably piss somebody off with what I say, but all the things that I do, I try and make it all art. I try and make everything art. Like, even my wall, like my collection of antiques, like I have things color coordinated, and I everything I do through the lens of like, what is the coolest way of doing this, or what is the most unique way of doing this, or whatever. Like everything I do is art. And this is probably, you know, I probably shouldn't have opened up this can of worms, you know, saying everything I do is art, but that's how I look at it. Like, art fundamentally is, why do people stare at a painting, a strict just piece of art? It's because they want to be entertained by it. You know, why does somebody, you know, want a cool looking thing made? It's because they want to be, there are feelings that are evoked when you put on this custom made belt every day, or you feel emotions when you whip out a wallet that is like handmade, that took somebody 8 hours. Art's supposed to evoke emotions, you know what I mean? And it might sound crazy, like I'm a crazy person, and honestly I might be, you know, like everything I do, I want to evoke a certain emotion out of a certain person. You know, when I say like everything I do is art. Like it's, I know it sounds crazy, but like I want to evoke emotions from people. I want to make people either laugh. I want to make people get their minds blown. I want to make a clickbait video title and get people in shock or whatever. And you know, I don't know what that is. You know, you could boil it down and be super dark about it and just be like, you know, oh, he wants to manipulate every scenario, or man, this guy has some serious like validation issues, or whatever you want to think about me. But at the end of the day, like the way that I look at it is I just want to, I don't want people to interact with me in like any capacity and not feel a certain type of way. Like whether I'm trying to make a good impersonation with somebody, whether I'm trying to let somebody know that I don't want to be your friend, whether it's a person I do want to be my friend, whether it's a person who I want to entertain them, whatever it is. But I guess punchline of the story is I'm an artist. I'm letting go the all the baggage that comes with continuing to be a leather crafter, because you know what it ultimately, it seems so insignificant, especially to the person who watched this, or if you got this far in the video, I don't know, it's fucking 20 minutes in or something, but I can do the exact same thing. I can make, you know, tooled leather stuff for a living, and I can be a leather crafter and not fit in with them, or I could just be an artist who happens to work with leather, and then you start going, well, damn, now we need to put you back in, we need to put you into this thing. You actually fit in this group now. And I think that's what it is. I like I said, I know for you guys it's super insignificant, but man, after 29 years, I'm just tired. I'm tired of fucking feeling like I don't fit in, to be honest. And I know this is kind of a brain dump video where I probably don't make any fucking sense at all, but I wanted to do something a little bit more heartfelt and talk about some problems that I go through, and you know, stuff that I've been through, and just be more realistic. You know, I don't want to be this person who's like larger than life. That it's hard. I don't want to say I don't want people to look up to me, but I don't want to feel like I'm any more than just a dude. You know, I'm just an average guy who's been through some shit, who has been through a lot of hard stuff, and I can do it. I'm not particularly gifted at anything other than maybe my will to pick myself back up after I fail. I have no special talents other than just continuing, trying. If I look dumb, oh well, I won't look dumb forever. And yeah, hopefully we can talk a little bit more about some mental health stuff. I want to kind of shift my channel into a little bit different of a direction, or at least try some different things. I don't think that there's other people out there who are as willing to talk about some of the darker parts of life and getting through struggles the way that I am. And I think that I would be doing the world a disservice if I didn't provide the thing that other people can't. I think that's, you know, probably if you want to say I'm talented or have any kind of gifts, is like that's what I feel like I can provide that other people can't, and I would be less good of a person if I didn't help others. So, you know, you could watch other YouTubers teach you how to carve and, you know, sew leather. But, you know, I think I want to open this up more to, you know, life as an artist, life as a person who makes art for a living, and the struggles that come with that. You know, the last thing I want to say is, especially if you made it this far, it means you care. My next video I have planned, I want to talk more about like what inspires me as an artist, you know, where I got certain things from, and how as an artist I've developed my own style and the type of person who I am. So if this is something that interests you or you care about, definitely, you know, make sure you're subscribed and keep an eye out for the next video. This video is fucking hard. This is a brain twisting video. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys around.